Could I?
Gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Cole is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to move us away from areas of contention, maybe toward an area where there's a little bit more common ground. Like my friend Ms. Lee, I serve on the Labor H Subcommittee on Appropriations. And this year, the President proposed his budget. He proposed a very robust increase in early childhood education. And we weren't able to match all that. We were able to add some extra money, and I think we did completely fund his request for early childhood Head Start from 0 to 3, because all the research here is pretty compelling. Helping people early in their life with these kinds of programs really does clearly make a difference. But there's also, contrary research that suggests this fades over time as children get into school. So number one, I would like all your respective thoughts, and I'll start with you, Ms. Golden, because you obviously have a vast experience in this area. Your respective thoughts about the merits of childhood education and the sorts of things we might be able to do to sustain what appears to be an initially very good impact, throughout the academic career or as the child matures.
So I think that's a great question, and I'm thrilled that you're interested in that very strong research evidence that says that babies and toddlers, both their opportunity to reach early childhood, to get strong early childhood programs, but also their family's economic stability. There's also strong evidence that earned income tax credit, family economic stability, health, nutrition in those early years. They're very crucial years, and that stability pays off. I'm glad you asked about over time. I chaired the Head Start Research Committee when I was Commissioner and Assistant Secretary, and I would say there are several important headlines. One is that, yes, you see effects when children get high-quality early childhood education, and the other is that one single infusion doesn't address all the issues that low-income kids have over a whole lifetime. So that I think it's important to think about success in early childhood and then maintaining that success in preschool, in school, and beyond. And I want to make a case. My testimony talks about two generational strategies where you would try to help young children and their parents because there's such good evidence about how those interact. I would like to emphasize the importance of young adults who are also right now facing lots of challenges entering the labor market and who are likely to be the parents of those young children. So I think investing in childcare and early childhood programs and also in family economic stability and the ability of those young adults to enter work is a very promising package.
If I could, Mr. Woods, I'll just work down the line from you if I may, because any insights that any of you have from your respective experiences on early childhood education would be very valuable.
Yes, I actually have two educators in my family. My oldest daughter is a special ed teacher in Raleigh, and my son is a high school vice principal in Cary. I'm a full believer in education. There's no doubt about it. Education is a stepping stone. I believe it leads to a good job. It leads to family stability. It leads to community stability. My biggest concern is, though, I think all of our presenters here and everyone in this room clearly understand the safety net is doing what it's supposed to do. It is catching families and preventing families from going further down into a dismal situation. But what I don't hear is what are the exit strategies? What are the strategies when people enter into this safety net that allow them to leave in a positive manner? That I think is what the system has neglected, is what are the strategies? Clearly, if this was a hospital room and this room was filled with people, every space, and outside the door was the waiting room, and outside that window was people trying to get into the waiting room, and nobody ever left this room, that's our safety net. No one leaves the safety net. We're constantly throwing money into a safety net.
If I could, I'm almost out of time, and I want to give both Mr. McGann and Mr. Dorr a chance to respond if they can.
Just very quickly, we have a lot of young adults that come into our program. They're crack addicts or dealing with marijuana or some sort of addiction, and they come in, and we're able to get them through that problem. And there are jobs available for these men. The issue isn't the availability of jobs. like the 6,000 jobs available. There are thousands of jobs in Atlanta. The scarce commodity is discipline, is work ethic, is mindset. And when we can get them going in the right direction on those issues, they're able to be self-sufficient.
Gentleman's time
I'm
has
sorry,
expired.
Mr. Dorr, I'll try to get you another round.
Next time.
That's fine.
Mr. Pascrell